Hello, 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 hello. Wagwan with the Wagwan. It's your girl, Angie Goodas. Welcome to the Big and Serious Podcast. Um, Hi. Big up to all my viewers. TikTok, you don't know. Why TikTok, you have to come out to my head, because you cause me the most stress, and yet still, you're still up on my brain. And we're not even streaming through TikTok today. So big up TikTok. We will get to you. Clearly, this is an indication that we need to get to TikTok, and we will get to TikTok. But big up to YouTube. Big up to Twitch. Big up to Instagram. You don't know. Tonight's guest is Justice Kumari, recording artist. We're gonna talk to him. He's a sex symbol. He definitely is. He's got that whole sex symbol vibe about him. But we will definitely be having a conversation with Justice Kumari, and as well tonight's serious ting. Oh my! I had a brain freeze moment. Oh my goodness. Good as get your head in the game. Tonight's serious ting is, let me scroll up to my notes. Does your tone of voice and body language match your intention? So, you're talking to somebody, and is the tone that you're using plus your body language, is it helping with the mission of your intention of what you're trying to say to whomever you're talking to? We're going to have a conversation about that. But for right now, I just want to take a moment to say my lip gloss is shining. My lip gloss is glowing. Yeah. And I don't normally wear lip gloss on the show, but I'm liking the lips are giving. It's giving. That's probably not what I should be saying for my age group. So I'm going to say, yeah, man, it today. It's up there. Yeah, tagwan. Yeah, goody. Your lips, them are shine. Them look nice. Yeah, that's how it go. So I just want to take a moment to say that. We also have a big up segment, so we're going to get into that. So, I'm a little bit tardy today, and it is what it is, and I apologize for that, but I'm here now. So if you want to find the Goodas, how can you find Angie Goodas? You can find me on the Roots Rock Reggae radio show. Over the summer, we're doing every 3 weeks on Monday overnight. So, in at the nighttime when you can't sleep and you just want some type of entertainment, you're going to go to CKUT 90.3 FM at 1 o'clock in the morning on Monday, and you're going to listen to Singing P and Calendar Man and Mad Vibes and Brother Cliff sometimes, and they have a whole heap of conversation, and lots of reggae, lots of chattings, lots of laughing, lots of shenanigans. You're gonna go over there. But every third Monday over the summer, we'll be back to every other Monday in September, but over the summer, every third Monday, you're gonna get a little information for the nation with your girl Angie Goodas. I'll be there telling the nation about things. What did we talk about on Monday? I was there on Monday, 2 o'clock in the morning. People, it not easy, it don't easy. But wake up, your alarm goes off at 1:30 and says, yo, you have to go into your office, you have to go into your office and talk to the people then. But it's okay. It's a blessing to be able to do it. And I am so grateful for the opportunity. I am so grateful to the Montreal Massive for embracing the Goodas and allowing me to spread my voice and spread information. So on Monday, we talked about sunscreen and just vitamin D from the sun, and how now that if you're in the northern hemisphere, so if you're in my part of the world, it's summertime. So you have to make sure so you protect your body and thing, right? So you're going to use your sunscreen. You're going to do your due diligence to make sure that you're all right. Now I'm off going on my phone, so please bear with me because I have some people where them say them I follow my page, but me no know if them I follow my page because they're not getting notifications when I go live. So me just gonna make them out say, yo, the good as the about still, So bear with me for one quick second. Let me see if we can find our. Me just gonna say me live. Yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say, right? Short and simple. Me live. Yeah. So you're there. Big up to all of my faithful viewers. I have to really give the love to Twitch. My OGs, I started out with Twitch. Twitch was the very first place that I started streaming live from, and way back four years ago now. When I was doing a thing over there with the people them. But I'm just so grateful to Twitch because it's like it's the OG, right? So you have to give the props where the props is due, and so I'm going to give it to Twitch for being an OG and for being there all this time. And big up my viewers over there on Twitch. And speaking of bigging up and giving props where the props is due, you see them two sexy logo that's all? My Big and Serious logo and my Angie Gooda's logo. I have to big up Giovanni Wheelie Don Productions. He is the one that has created my beautiful logos. So if you want to get your logos done, you're going to go and hit him up on Instagram at _producer_Wheelie Don. I see my guest is in the building right on time. So we will actually, I'm just going to quickly do a big up and then I'll bring you on. Is that cool? Is that okay? All right. I love that he can hear me. That means that, we are chuckle. The engine is going nicely and we like it. So let me go back to my captions. Remember how I keep talking about doing the dance? We're doing the dance, right? So we have to make sure so we dance nice, dance a yard before you can dance abroad. But right now we're going to big up somebody. Tonight's big up is, you see that? This is authentically from Jamaica. You see that? Product of Jamaica, authentically from the island of Jamaica. Big up to Shirley's Delight Hot and Spicy Jerk Seasoning. And I'll go to my notes so I can tell you how to contact them. So if you want to get some of Shirley's Jerk Seasoning, you're going to contact them at 876-520-2696 or by email at Shirley's Delight, and that's DELITE @gmail.com. And you know what? I'm just going to copy all of this and drop it in the chat. So yeah, big up Shirley. When I tell you that, first of all, the very first thing I love about Shirley's Hot and Spicy Jerk Seasoning is this does not have to live in your fridge. No, it can live in your cupboard. So this lives in my cupboard with all the rest of the seasoning. So I don't have to remember to run to the fridge to get the jerk seasoning because it did it. It lived in the same neighborhood as the rest of the seasoning there. And it's really good. Like, not only is it spicy, like it's hot. Yes, there's pepper in it. There's a pepper element, but it's flavorful. You have some seasoning that is just hot and it's just all you feel is heat, but this one actually has flavor. So Shirley, big up to you. Yeah, it turn up, it nice. Up when we want more, it's not a problem for me to get it over here. But yeah, contact them, get you some Shirley's Delight Hot and Spicy Seasoning. And now we're going to get into our guest. So let me just make sure that, last week I didn't have the guest caption up and I was so mad at myself because when I was watching the replay, because, you always learn when you watch the replay. You catch your replay and you really look at it and you're like, yo, did I really do that? Yeah, I did. So I've got it up right now. But before I bring him on, let me introduce him. All right. Mr. Justice Kumari. Justice Kumari is a recording artist who has shared the stage with legendary artists such as Luciano. Coming from a musical family, Justice has been influenced by music from a very young age. We're going to talk about so many things, Justice Kumari, and music. And of course, like I said before, and I'm going to bring him on camera when I say this so I can watch him blush. Hi,
hello.
Justice. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing well. So I was going to tell the people then that you were definitely a sex symbol.
Oh my goodness. Again, huh? Okay.
I thought he's gonna. I will always make you blush when I interview you.
Sure.
I will always make you blush. This is my second time having the pleasure of sitting down with you, Justin. Justice, how long has it been? Do you remember the first time?
I think probably last year or 2 years ago around this time is when I dropped my last single. Yeah.
Yes. And we first met at Jerk Fest. Big up to TD Jerk Fest, but we didn't actually interview you there. But you were like, "Hey, me the boat, me there."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, respect me, come there. Yeah. So you have to know about me still, you have to know about me. And I love that. Like, honestly, and your aura, I've seen you at a few events after.
Yeah.
Your aura and your energy is beautiful. So let me just tell you that, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And I don't just give out those type of flowers lightly. Like, I'm so serious. Your aura and your energy is amazing. So I love seeing you do so many things. And I have so many questions. You know what? I have my notes. So I'm going to make sure I go through my notes. All right. So, my first question is, how did you become interested in music?
So to be honest, it was really kind of just me growing up around it. So my family actually is very kind of musically involved with the Canadian Toronto reggae space. So my dad plays drums. He's played for many artists, but he's been locked in with Luciano for the past a decade or so. So him and my uncles, my dad plays drums, he plays bass. So I kind of grew up around late night rehearsals, wrapping up, you know, power chords, XLR cables, and just I started just being around it, just watching them rehearse at like 2 a.m., falling asleep on the couch with my cousins and sisters, just watching them. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So until it got to a point of just me saying like, hey, Dad, can you show me like how to, try to play the drums, or Uncle Andy, can you show me how to, play a couple of notes on the bass, until I eventually just started picking things up from like my uncles and my aunts, until I just kind of figured it out and started doing it myself.
Oh wow! So your aunts play music too?
Yes, they do. Yeah, they
So
sing.
when you say everybody's musical, everybody's literally
Literally
musical.
everybody. Yeah.
So are they all? I got to go down a path. So are
Mhm.
they all players of instruments, or do they actually pick up different aspects of music?
Yes, so it's a mixture of both. So my dad back in the day was doing like the artist thing, but he kind of grew out of it and started playing the drums. Same thing with my uncle, Golden Child, who's
Well,
also like, yeah, so he's my uncle as well. So he sings as well as produces as well as play music. Yes, big up him every time, you know what
there
I
you go.
mean? Yeah. And then even like his wife, she is formerly known as Elaine Lobet Shepherd, who now goes as Phoenix. She's a singer as well and also plays instruments. She plays the guitar. So it's quite a lot of people, yeah.
So you really didn't have a choice.
No, not really. It's kind of just it's just
Yeah,
around, yeah.
it's just there. So it's like, yeah, you're gonna carry on the family business.
Absolutely, yeah.
I love it. I love it. So I know you play multiple instruments.
Yes.
Can you tell us all of the instruments that you play?
For sure, yes. So I play the drums, I play the bass, I play the keyboard, I play the guitar, and I sing. So I guess you could count my voice as an instrument,
Of,
you know?
of course, it's an.
Yeah,
What you mean? It's an
for
instrument,
sure.
yes.
Absolutely.
Wow. So
Yeah.
that's what, five.
Yes, I believe so. 5. Drums,
Wow.
bass, yeah. 5.
So all right. So do you ever have any aspirations to, like, you know how Prince? I think it was his first album that he played all the
Yeah.
instruments himself. Do you ever have those type of aspirations, or are you like, that's just madness and I wouldn't bother?
You know what? To do that is definitely, I feel like you gain more respect as a musician. So I absolutely would. Like that's why I try my hardest. Like whenever I do have songs that do require me to play guitar, I'll always do it. You know what I mean?
Oh
Because I'm a
wow.
musician first. So I would love
Okay.
to do something like that. Yeah.
So the musician is the first love, and then the voice, the vocal is just another
Absolutely,
instrument.
yes, for sure. Yeah.
That because sometimes, and that's really it's really interesting that you actually take it from that angle, because most people are like, all right, well, I can sing, so
Yeah,
now let me just kind of learn how to play the keyboards, or let me
yeah.
just kind of learn how to do this. But you're like,
Mhm.
no, no, I play music.
No, absolutely, yeah. That because that's kind of what I started out with, right? It wasn't until like my late years where I started doing the singing thing. So for me, music is always, or instruments is always like my first love, per
Love
se.
that.
You know?
I love
Yeah.
that. I used to play the clarinet
Okay.
only in grade 7 and 8.
Yes.
But for a minute there, I was like, I think I want to play it again. But then I was told my child would run away if I started playing it, so
Yes.
I'll just leave it alone.
True.
Hear this mad
Yeah.
loud noises coming from my room, it wouldn't be cool. But what is your favorite, now not singing,
Yeah.
as a musician, what is your favorite genre of music to play?
To play, I have to say reggae. I love reggae music. That's has to be my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, there's just something about reggae.
Yeah.
And it's like, under that genre of reggae is so many, like, reggae is the
Oh
umbrella, and
yeah,
then
for
so
sure.
much other
Yeah.
stuff that you can do. It's really
Yes.
cool. So of the 5 instruments, including the voice,
Hmm.
what's your favorite instrument to play?
Favorite? I'll give you a tie because I can't just pick one. I'd say my acoustic guitar and just like the keyboard, the piano.
Love
Those
it.
two. Yeah.
Love it. So if I asked you to play one now, You know I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Yeah, yeah.
You know I'm gonna put you on the spot. If I asked you to play one now, which one would you pick?
Probably the guitar. It's
Yeah.
easier to kind of like just strum rather than just sit down and play. So
All right. Do you want
yeah.
to play something?
Um.
He's like, do I want to?
No, I do. It's the electric one, so I have to get the amp and all that. So I don't have the acoustic one on me right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
It's up to you. All right. So you started out as a musician.
Yes.
Later on, you started to use your voice as your vocal instrument. Your
Yeah.
your instrument that you could carry with you everywhere.
But the portable one, 24/7.
The portable one.
Yeah.
The
Exactly.
portable instrument. The
Mhm.
instrument that makes you like, if the room is smoky, you're like, I gotta go.
You see? Yep. Exactly.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
All the
True.
intricacies of being a vocal artist. I'm learning. But
Yeah.
what made you decide to start singing? Like, what was it that you were like? I can actually carry a tune.
Yeah, so I always looked up to like growing up, I was always listening to Bob Marley, Michael Jackson. Those two are like my two. They say goats nowadays, greatest of all time. Those two are just right at the top. So with me kind of watching them, and like watching them from afar, to then actually seeing like Luciano, who my dad obviously plays for, like literally like across from me, it motivated me, and I saw like the real impact of music and how like you can really change people's lives, and like you can actually like have a message and be like almost a spokesperson for whatever your belief is. So
Yes.
after seeing that, I was kind of just very like inspired, and I would just be in my basement just playing guitar, because I was learning guitar as well as like singing kind of at the same time, and I would just do it by myself and just try to just build my vocals until one day I started writing songs, and I ended up showing it to my parents one day, and that's just when it fully just kicked off.
So you also write.
Yes. Yeah.
Multifaceted. Do you write for other individuals, or is it just for yourself for now?
Mainly myself, but I'll help a couple artists here and there if they really need like a hand or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it like through a ghostwriter type of situation?
Kind of, yes, because I don't really like once it's out of my like hands, I just kind of just let it do what it needs to do. If the song was meant for me, I'd be the one singing on it, right? But if it's not, it's just like a gift. You know what I mean?
I love that ability to be able to say, hey, here's a piece.
Mhm.
You take it and you do what you want with it.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed that people, whether they're playing an instrument or, okay, let me even back up from that.
Mhm.
Whether they're creating a beat
Yeah.
or they're writing a song or whatever, they tend to take that ownership of it, and then they have a certain vision in their head for it, so they kind of get tied to that, and they'll,
Yeah.
even though they've given it to someone else, they might get upset at
Mhm.
the end product when it's like,
sure.
no, you've given it as a gift. So I love that you're actually like, take it, go forth and
Yeah.
make money.
Sure, exactly. Yeah. I feel like that's the best way to go about it, right? Like you can't just hog everything to yourself. You kind of sometimes just gotta cool off on things, and if it's meant for somebody else, it's meant for somebody else, right? Yeah.
I love it. So with the singing, it is taking you to many different stages and many different places. What's the most interesting thing that has happened to you as an artist?
Interesting. I would say just seeing the impact of like your music is very interesting to me. Like, you know what I mean? Seeing like the fact that like you could make music that can uplift people and can make somebody just have a better day and just be lifted up, like that to me is very interesting. You know? Like, and I love kind of that aspect of doing music. That's what makes it all worth it for me, actually.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's true, because music has such, I literally just had a conversation with somebody. Part of the reason why I was late, because I was on the phone, but I literally just had a conversation with somebody, and I said, like, music is everything.
100%.
Right? So like there cannot be any part of my day where there hasn't been a musical thought.
Yes.
And I mean, I don't sing, I don't play any instruments or anything like that. I'm just a connoisseur, a consumer of music, so to speak.
Yes.
Right? But it's always a thought, or it's music being played, but there's always a message, and like I can express how I feel through the song that I play.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
So like with my partner, I can give him a message just by sending him a song.
True. Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna cuss you, but I'm gonna
Mm.
send you a song.
Exactly. Yeah. It carries like vibration, message. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's definitely how it is. Yeah.
So have you heard of, now that you talk about like the vibration, have you heard of like the music that is like set to a certain frequency and they
432 hertz. Yeah.
yeah, can you
Yeah.
tell us about that? Like have you have you dabbled in it, and B, like what is your thoughts around the frequency music?
Yes, so I've done a little bit of basic research. I'm not obviously not like a scholar or anything like that. From my understanding, what I kind of have understood about it is that there's a different frequency that you can kind of set your music to, and that frequency, some of it is meant for like mental healing, some of that is meant to like cure some sort of sickness, some of it is meant to just stop anxiety, to help you breathe. Like it's crazy like how like the study of like frequency and hertz are. So
Mm.
what I've also learned is that 432 is like the frequency that'll kind of just balance you and just have you very in a meditative state. And also I have kind of dabbled in it as well. Like I do produce my own music, so I have changed like the frequencies to kind of see like what it does to me. And honestly, it makes it sound in a way deeper, like literally deeper. Like I don't know if you know key of music, like
Yeah.
it makes the key kind of go down, like it's in an in between phase of like where it should be and where it shouldn't be. So with
Right.
that being said, it kind of just adds like a cool feeling to your ear, and I think that's what calms you down.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
So
it's
then do
very
you have
interesting.
so like as a producer,
Mhm.
and you put it to that, what was it, 432 hertz?
Hurts, yes.
Have you then tried to sing at whatever tone or whatever key the frequency has brought your voice to?
I have. It's honestly, like I said, it's not too far from where like the original song would be. It's like a half,
Like that?
basically, yeah. So like a half step down, but in between that and like the original sound. So it's definitely in a interesting in between kind of sound, but it does make a difference. You know what I mean? So it's cool. I really liked it when I kind of gave it a listen. So
Yeah, like I saw it and I was like, I gotta really try this out. Or
yeah,
I'm actually interested, like if anybody has a, and maybe I'm putting this out into
yeah.
the universe and then I'm gonna see a
Mhm.
study about it. But I wonder, like, for example, with Bob Marley,
Mhm.
right? Or with Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
how much of their music was actually at that frequency that we are not even
Yes.
aware of?
It's interesting you say that, because even listening to some Bob Marley songs, like you play them on Spotify, and if you try to play it on like a keyboard that's supposed to be like on the right key, it's off by like a bit. So it makes you wonder, like, was Bob Marley doing that at the time before, like, you know what I mean, anybody knew? Or was it just a technology that couldn't process it back in the 80s or 70s? It's very like, fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, like you mentioned, and it's really cool that they both were such a major influence for you. They both were a major influence for me too. Like
Yeah.
I remember being pregnant and just Bob was playing, like my
Yeah.
daughter grew in the womb listening to Bob, literally.
Wow. Yeah.
But it's really interesting because both of those artists, like Bob Marley, it was advertised that Bob is like, he's like a prophet, so to
Yeah.
speak, and he's gonna sing about all of these things and love and unity and like life aspects.
Yeah.
But Michael did it too.
Yeah.
But you have to
100%.
really sit down and listen to Michael
Yeah.
in order to catch it, right?
Yeah.
Like even like we for example, you'd be there dancing to Wanna Be Starting Something,
Yeah.
right? But meanwhile, he's like, you are somebody,
Yeah.
and don't let anybody tell you that you're not. And,
Yeah.
it's really cool that they were able to do that through their music. But I'm actually now I know, what's gonna happen tonight, Justice.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna be able to sleep, and I'm gonna be on Google like frequency 432 music, Michael Jackson or Bob Marley, and then it's gonna probably tell me if there's any songs that actually fall into that.
It's so popular, especially nowadays. Like you can go on a website and literally like whatever song you want, you can put the link into it and it can transfer it into a 432 hertz song.
Really?
Yeah. And that's how they're on YouTube now, because people just transfer it and just upload it. So it's very common, honestly. Yeah.
Oh wow, I had no idea. I didn't even know that people would just almost set the song to this frequency and let everybody zen out and be calm and
Yeah.
balanced and
Well, I
stuff.
mean, when you look at like the evolution of like meditation music, it's the same kind of like it's maybe like a loud thing, like thing, maybe set to like 432. So they
Mm-hmm.
probably kind of just got inspiration and was just like, maybe we could do that with like an actual song. And I guess they found the technology now to actually do it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really amazing technology. And then even like with the different frequencies, like you were saying that you can heal, like or if, like for sickness or stuff,
Yeah.
like if hospitals maybe started playing
Yeah,
at a
exactly.
you know, like
Yeah,
this could go so far. Like
for sure. Yeah.
I see a comment. Let me see what they're saying in the chat. Oh, big up She's Bree on the outside. Welcome to the building. She's Bree sending hearts. All right. So, what is your favorite thing about being an artist? So, like, you get to do the music, and you get to see,
Yeah.
like, the interesting thing is seeing the people, the impact that the music's having on them. So, I have another question.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna get into that question first.
Okay.
Have you ever had situations where like people are fainting? Like, you know, with Michael, when you watch like now, when you look back and you see these people fainting, like eyes literally rolling
Yeah.
back in their head and they're fainting, or people just
Yeah.
bawling their eyes out.
Mm.
Have you started to see these type of reactions for yourself when you're performing?
No, not to the extent of like fainting or anything, but I have had a couple people like cry to like a song that I've sung, like some original music, like very like emotional reactions. Nothing of the fainting though, but you know, some people get emotional like when they hear certain songs that I've written that are kind of like deeper and just like about grief and stuff like that. Yeah, like you kind of get like that kind of raw emotion, which is welcome. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're supposed to feel that. That's absolutely like the goal, like with music, right? Yeah.
100%. And the fact, like, I can just imagine the gift, like the way it feels when somebody, like you're on the stage, or somebody, maybe somebody drops a message in your DMs and says like, this song has really helped me navigate through this process of grief or whatever. Like you just be like, wow, like I actually gave this gift to somebody, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It's really amazing. I don't think like, or I would hope that a lot of people who are artists understand the impact that they can have on the world with their music.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy how like some people gloss across the fact that like you can really change people's lives with this thing. Like this is literally like one of those things where like you're almost like a messenger in a way from whatever your cause is. Like you're like that spokesperson of that thing. You know what I mean? I think people get caught up and get lost with like the glamour, the fame, and the money, and forget like, you know, what this thing is really about. Like you're making music to make people happy, to make people escape from their, you know, paying their bills, their mortgage, and the stress of just life. You know what I mean? With the 2 minutes or 3 minutes of your song.
Yes. Yes. And if you're lucky, they loop it and they put it on repeat, and you
exactly. Yeah, they're cool the whole day.
All day.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then they're singing the notes the same way you do, and all your ad libs, they got them right.
Exactly. Yeah.
So before we get into, actually, you know what? Let's get into it first. So your latest single is Diamonds and Pearls.
Yes.
What was your inspiration behind that song? And I'll play it after our interview, so you don't have to sit there listening to your own song. I'll play it. I'll spare you because I see people like and the music's playing and they're just like, okay, what do I do now? Do I mouth to it? So I'll spare you that. But like, what was the inspiration behind that song?
Yeah, so the inspiration was I released my other single, Tech Time, like a year or so before that, and like I wanted my follow-up single to not be as explicit. Like I wanted it to be a song where like you could play it around your mom, your dad, your grandma, even kids, babies, teenagers. Like I wanted the song to be for like everybody. Like my vision and my kind of like my goal is I want to hear like a Caravana. Like it's a very islandy kind of song. So with that being said, I kind of started listening to a bit of soca music and as well as dancehall, and I kind of just started making the beat, which ended up being Diamonds and Pearls. And as soon as I kind of like heard the notes and the chords that I was playing, I wrote it. and that
Wow.
was kind of like, I kind of just wanted to make a song about like a girl, obviously, and just make it like a love song, like a summer love song, and I'm happy with it.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
good. And even the video for it, it's really I like it. It's
Thank
really
you.
got that whole vibe, that
Yeah.
summer vibe to it. So let me ask you, I'm going to fasten your business
Mhm.
now. Is there a woman that was the inspiration of this song, or is it just like you were just like, I'm gonna make a love song and here you go?
It was more like that, honestly. It was in a time where I was very focused on music, so it was definitely just kind of just me using inspiration from either other people's life or just from past experiences, that kind of vibe.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. So I look forward to hearing it at Caravana. I
Mm.
mean, this is going to be the first year in a long time that I'm not on the road. I'm just going to be
Oh, wow.
I'm just going to go, and I decided this year I'm going to, instead of spending all that money on a costume,
Mm.
I'm going to spend it on like one of those passes that allows you to get into different events and stuff
Okay,
and
nice,
experience it from
nice.
that way,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it'll be interesting. Are you looking to like play on a truck this year? Like, are you to perform on a truck, or are you just like just play my song?
Absolutely, that's definitely the goal. Like that would be like right in the middle there, and me performing or it being played. Like that's high up there on the list. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and especially with that crowd, like I can only imagine as an artist what that must be like to be on the
yeah,
truck and you look down and all these people on the street are
yeah,
vibing to your song
yeah.
and you're just like, yeah, this
For
is
sure.
me,
Yeah,
right? I love that. Well, I hope you get it. If you do, send me the videos. I will post it on
absolutely.
the
Yeah,
page for you. You know how I
yeah.
do, so that I'll definitely post it.
Mm.
Um, so before we get into our topic, which is our serious ting pop topic, I want to ask you about any upcoming performances you have, just so that the massive can know about it, and I don't
Yeah.
forget to ask you.
Okay, so I'm proud to say that for the first time ever in my musical career, I'm actually headlining my first ever show where I'm the final act, and it's gonna be based off of. Oh, thank you.
I gotta give you a horn. Hold on, hold
Okay,
that thought.
okay.
What? Let me give you one more because what? That's big.
Oh gosh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I'll be headlining my first show, like with me kind of being the main kind of act. It'll be July 26th in Cambridge for Emancipation Day at Soper
Well, we're
Park.
gonna be we're gonna be in Cambridge. I'm writing this down right now. You know
Okay,
what? Send me the flyer, please.
okay, for
Send
sure.
it to me on IG.
Yeah,
I'll
so
allow them to take for you. First of all, we're gonna take a road trip down to
yeah,
Cambridge.
absolutely.
What?
Yeah, so I'm very happy and excited. Like, we have rehearsals coming up. We're gonna be working hard to get this thing, going and to make it perfect as much as we can.
I
But
love
yeah,
that.
and then after that, I'm going on the road with Luciano. I'm gonna be opening up for his concert that we're doing. We're gonna be flying out to Calgary, and the show's on August 30th. So
Nice.
we're gearing up and getting ready for that as well at the same time. So, quite a little bit of busy kind
Quite
of
busy.
schedule. So, but it'll be fun. I'm very excited and looking forward to both of them.
So with the Luciana Torres, are you staying in Canada? Or are you going internationally?
So no, it's just one show. It's gonna be in Calgary, so we'll be there from the 28th to the 31st. Yeah.
Love it. Well,
So
congratulations.
thank you. I appreciate it.
And I love how, like, you see how intuition. I just love how I'm like, you shared the stage with Luciano, and then you're
Yeah.
literally like, yeah, I'm gonna go do it again.
No, exactly. Yeah. It's amazing. Like, I'm so grateful for just everybody who's like giving me an opportunity to go on stage and just allow me to kind of just be me. So it's
Mhm.
great. Yeah.
Do you find it hard to be you, like to stay within your authenticity in this industry, or are you at a point where you're like, it doesn't matter, I'm gonna be me and I'm just gonna do what I gotta do and I don't care what everybody says? Like,
Yeah, so I do feel like I'm very comfortable in my own shoes now. Like one thing about me, like I'm myself in every single room. Like, you know what I mean? Obviously, I'm very respectful and I respect people's boundaries and I respect people's opinions. But when it comes to mine, I'd also expect the same. Yeah.
love that. I'm myself in every single room.
Yeah.
That
So,
is, you don't even know how huge that is.
yeah.
I am myself in every single people. You gotta be yourself in every single room.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, be authentic, be
Mhm.
you, and don't allow society or others to try to box you into this one category. Like, what I really am I find fascinating with you is you're like, okay, tech time was this way,
Yes.
but now I need to. The next single is gonna be this way, so you're
Yeah,
not boxing me in.
yeah. No, and that's how it should be, right? Like you should try to be free in who you are and not be put inside any kind of categories or boxes. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I agree. Um, all right. So tonight's and I have a question for you
Mhm.
that has to do as a performer from this aspect because I never thought of it before until
Yeah.
literally when I was coming up with your questions.
Okay.
But tonight's sorry, back up bench. Tonight's serious thing topic is: does your tone of voice and body language match your intention? Right, so like when you're
Mhm.
communicating with somebody, is your the tone of voice that you're using and is your body language actually matching what you're trying to say? So like for example, if you're telling somebody you love them and you're like I love you,
Yeah.
right, like you
Yeah.
look angry and you're all right, but it's not matching what you're trying to say to
Yeah.
them. So how, as an artist and you're performing, how do you make sure that your body language and your tone of voice while you're performing match the energy you're trying to bring to your audience?
Wow. Yeah, that's a very deep question. Yeah. I think my way of going about it is if I'm singing a song that has like a very strong message, I do tend to like have a very much more like aggressive, like I'm trying to show this to you and trying to teach this to you. But it's all in a way of love. You know what I mean? And in that same kind of breath, like I would, if I'm singing a love song about a girl, and it's like not really like a rough song, and with, you know what I mean, with the instruments behind it, I'll be a bit more soft with the way like I'm kind of moving my hands, the way I'm dancing on stage. So I think it's a balance of kind of just like reading a room and kind of seeing what's
Mm.
appropriate for that time. Yeah.
I love that. So have you ever found that like when you're, let's say you're on stage, you're performing, you're reading the room, you're doing
Yeah.
your thing, and you're realizing that maybe the energy has shifted in the
Yeah.
room. Have you then been like, I'm changing the set or I'm changing the next song, I'm gonna do this instead? Like
Absolutely. Yeah, because I feel like a part of being a performer is being able to read a crowd. So like with me, like I find that like whenever a crowd is dead and like it's a Jamaican crowd, which it usually is, just because I do a lot of reggae and dancehall, like they like um like it's called a dancehall mix. So like when you add that in the song, it kind of adds a little hype segment to where like you can kind of DJ and stuff like that within the song. So once I kind of see a crowd being dead, you kind of just I'll be like mix, and then the band will kind of do what they need to do, and it'll be a nice sound to get the crowd hyped up again. You know,
so you DJ too, Justice? This is what you're
I
telling
do,
me?
yes. Not the
Well,
DJ,
no,
but the DJ
but
as in
no,
like
yeah, as an
yeah.
as an artist, right? Like you're
Mhm.
gonna,
Yes.
but now you have to drop it. I'll skip the instrument playing because no, I need you because I never knew this about you, sir. Like
No, but I
no.
mean, like when you do dancehall, like it's kind of necessary to know how to like to do that. So yeah,
I'm not even gonna lie. I really thought that Justice just sings.
yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes you have to bring it out. The Jamaican in me. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Now I forgive me a little bit still, because I need it.
Oh, maybe at the end of the show.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
He's like, hold on a second, hold on. You're making too many demands. All right. So in everyday life, like with the tone of voice and the body language,
Yes.
have you can you tell us about a situation where you've like maybe you were communicating and you realize that there's a disconnect in how you're portraying your message?
Yeah.
How did you pick that up? And it could be any situation. It doesn't have to be on stage, but like any type of situation.
Yeah, like how did I pick up when I needed to change? Like okay, so I think just seeing how the other person's reacting. Like if they're very kind of like blocked off and kind of closed in and they're not really hearing what you're saying, then clearly like the way it's coming across isn't right. But that's either when you gotta raise or lower down your voice or either just kind of stop the whole body movements and just slow it down a bit.
Yeah, because sometimes when those jerky
For sure.
movements.
Yeah, and I'm a person too, like I'm very like expressive. So when I'm passionate about something, I'm very like, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to like I said, like sing, like I'm trying to get this to you. But to other people, it may come across as like, this guy's trying to hurt me, where that's not the goal. Like, you know what I mean?
It's like he's about to rush me, and it's like,
yeah,
no.
exactly, yeah. And then kind of that's when you start kind of just pull back and just like, okay, like just cool. Yeah.
And then on the flip side, if you're have you found that like your body language, have you ever been in a situation where your body language and your tone is saying what you want to say, but you just, the words are probably not coming to you properly?
Um, personally, no, only because like
You're a writer though, so how would
I
that
was
even?
gonna, yeah, just me, like I think about what I say and like stuff like that pretty often, so that's not really an issue with me, at
Mm,
least. Yeah.
that's really cool. So I actually, and I don't, and if you don't want to talk about it, please feel free to be like, Ange,
Yeah.
mind your business.
Yeah.
Okay. Please feel free. But I actually read that you were born with um, some health challenges
Yes, I was. Yeah.
and you overcame them. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
For sure. Yeah, that's completely fine. So I was born in Scarborough General Hospital, and the story goes that one day, like first of all, I was premature, so that was kind of like
Mm,
the first, like, I guess, red flags, so to say. So the story is my dad was holding me because they had to keep me there in the incubator until I was like okay. So he
right.
was holding me out of the incubator one day and feeding me, and he looked down at me and noticed that I was purple. So he starts freaking out, starts calling the nurses there, and they end up taking me away. And obviously, like, my parents were just like freaking out, like, what the hell is going on? So the doctors brought me back to my parents, and I was okay. But they found out that I had a hole in my mouth.
Oh,
So, like, literally, like, no, I had no palate, no roof of my mouth. So what they kind of discovered then was that when I was in my mom's womb, I had a disease called Pierre-Ben sequence, which is when you're in like the mother's womb, your
mhm,
chin is like tucked in to like your
right.
chest, and your tongue is like kind of shoved up. So the whole like roof of my mouth didn't develop at all when I was a child. So with also having Pierre-Ben sequence, there's also other symptoms that come with it. So hearing loss was one of the things that they found. Yeah, so I had that as well. And just like the fact that like I had no roof in my mouth, whenever I would like drink or eat, like liquid would fall
Off
through my
your
nose.
nose.
Yes. So growing up, or not even growing up, but right after like they kind of figured that out, they transferred me to sick kids, and that's where they kind of put the roof in my mouth. They gave me like an artificial palate, and yeah, I've been living with that ever since. And also like they put earplugs in my ear to kind of just like make sure that like liquid doesn't get trapped and stuff like that in there, and that it'll, it was all okay. So growing up, I was in and out of sick kids frequently, whether that was for my teeth because I had like an extra large amount of teeth that they had to always be removing. I'd have to get surgeries for my ears because like skin would grow. Just a lot of operations and a lot of kind of just like trial and error and just, you know. But
Wow.
I did end up kind of overcoming all these things with all my surgeries, with all my operations and things like that, and I came out how I am now, which I'm very happy and proud of.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's really amazing. I mean, like you hear on the flip side of like Foxy Brown, who the rapper Foxy Brown,
Okay.
who basically lost her musical career because her hearing went.
Yeah.
So for you to be like, to change that, like
Yeah.
you grow up with these issues and now here you are as an artist, a player of multiple instruments
Yeah.
and sing,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
insane,
No, for
right?
sure. Yeah.
I gotta give you a horn for that too.
Thank
And I
you.
gotta say,
Thank
big up to your healthcare
you.
team,
For sure.
big up to your parents,
Yeah.
because I know being in and out of hospitals with your child is never an easy
No. Yeah.
road to travel. So
Yeah.
big up to all the people around you
For
that
sure.
helped you to be healthy and
Yeah.
happy today. That's really huge. Like big up
Absolutely.
to
Without them, none of like me now and how I am is impossible. Like my parents, especially, played a huge role with kind of just building my confidence. I remember my dad told me one time, his whole goal with me kind of him seeing me do like my sick kids and doing all my operations. Like he told me one day, he was like, my biggest goal with you was that I wanted to make you grow up confident. So that's why they were so big on like putting me in basketball, pushing music. Like I was always doing something that kind of took my mind off of everything that was going on. Like, you know what I mean?
wow.
So for that, like I'm always like thankful and grateful.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing. I love
Yeah.
that. And even just having the wherewithal to say, I'm gonna raise a child that is confident.
Yeah.
you know,
Exactly. With all the kind of things going
with
on.
all the things going on, you're still going to be confident because there's God never makes a mistake on us, right?
For sure, yeah.
So it's really cool. I have to ask you a question, and this is like, so with the palate in your
Mhm.
mouth,
Yes.
was it a thing where they had to change it as you grew older, or did it grow with you?
So yeah, it grew with me. So I had the operation one time, and I guess like whatever they put just grew with me. So to me, it's my normal. I don't know anything else of how it's supposed to feel.
Yeah,
So
that's really
yeah,
amazing. Technology, eh?
I know. It's yeah,
It's mind-boggling what
yeah,
they can do with it.
yeah.
Like, who
Well,
would have
there's a
thought?
reason why they're like the #1 children's hospital in the world, right? Like from you walk in there, like the service that they give you, like they offer entertainment too. Like they make it feel like like going there, like for me was like it was kind of sad and a little like nerve-wracking, but like they
Mm,
had the rafters there at one point. They had like Easter bunnies come into like the rooms. Like they make you feel very like how a kid should feel, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Like I used to I had my daughter involved in a study for children for
Yeah.
babies
Mm-hmm.
with their hearing. So we
Okay.
were there every few weeks
Yeah.
just for them to do their tests and like help with other
Mhm.
babies and stuff like that. And you're right, like walking in there versus walking in other hospitals
Yeah.
is really it's different.
Yeah.
And the whole energy in there is different, which is really good for the children, right?
Yes.
So I love that you overcame that. Like that gives you an extra added layer, ladies.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, stop it, please. Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, is there anything that you want the audience to know about Justice?
I would say one thing I want them to know that like I'm a regular guy. Like I
Mm.
feel like with artists, a lot
Mm.
of them seem to kind of have this like I'm up here. Like you know what I
Mm.
mean? Where I kind of look at it as like I'm just a person just trying to do music and just trying to just spread a positive message and just trying to just be somebody that can inspire you. You know what I mean?
I love
Yeah.
that.
So I'd want people to know that, like, I'm just a regular person. Don't try to like, and with anybody, like, whether it's the richest man in the world and the man on the street, like, don't treat them any different. Like, at the end of the day, we're all kind of just human, just living here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think
Live-
having that kind of just mentality is just good to have, you know?
yeah. And you know what? And it takes you, it makes it so easy to navigate through life,
For sure.
right? Like even like for me in my professional life,
Hmm.
you have directors and you have like all these people that are higher up,
Yes.
right? You get into an elevator with them and you see all the other people like afraid
Hmm. Yeah.
to say something, right? Whereas
Mhm.
I'm like, no, you're a person.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna talk to you as a
For
person.
sure.
And that carries you through many places,
Hmm.
into many spaces, and
Absolutely. Yeah.
and it makes you again have that be able to have that confidence to be in rooms with people and be like,
Yeah.
I deserve to be here just as much as
Yeah.
you
Exactly.
do, right?
Exactly.
I love that. Justice says, I'm just a person who does music and wants
Yeah.
to inspire others, so please just treat me like a person
Yeah.
with respect, right?
Just like everybody else. Yeah.
Just like everybody else. I ain't even gonna bug you to like sing or do anything unless you want to, because I'm just like, wow. Like,
Yeah.
first of all, thank you for being on the show.
No problem. Thank you for having me. This is my first time here and hopefully first of many,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, you know how to reach me. So if you
Yeah.
ever have, first of all, if you ever have anything you want me to like loud up for you, just
Yes.
drop it in my DM and I will make sure that it's
All
put up
right. Yeah.
stories or on the reels and all that. And
Yes.
any announcements you want me to make, or hey, Ange, can you announce this on your show? By
Yeah.
all means,
Okay.
I got you.
Perfect.
And if you ever want to come on the show, of course, you know how to find me,
For sure.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Again, congratulations on Diamonds and Pearls. I'm going to run that for you, and I will spare you from having
Yes.
to listen to it, because I know, like, I look at it and I'm like, that can't be
Yeah.
fun, right?
Yeah. No, it's,
really-
it's honestly, I mean, depending. Like sometimes it can be awkward, but like it comes with the territory. It's expected when you do music. So yeah.
But no, I'll spare you that. So
Yeah.
I'll play it for you after you go. I'm
Okay.
actually going to play Take Time, and then
Okay.
I'm going to play Diamonds and Pearls, unless
Yeah.
you want me to play something else.
No, that's
Actually,
perfectly
do a
fine.
request for your own
Yeah.
music.
No, that's okay. The way you have it is perfect. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna do tech time, and then we're gonna do Diamonds and Pearls.
Okay.
Right now.
Nice.
But honestly, big up yourself. Cambridge, July
26.
26th.
Yes.
All roads lead to Cambridge. We're gonna get in our cars, road trip. Yeah. Nothing beats a good road trip. We're gonna run over there, and Justice is gonna be doing his first headlining show.
Exactly. Yes.
Big up to you.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's huge. And hopefully we'll hear you on some Caravana trucks.
I know that's the goal. You know what I mean? I'm sending it to every DJ there is. You know? Yeah.
We'll hear you on the truck for sure.
Yeah.
Love it. But yeah, keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, when you see Papa Lucci, tell him I said hello.
I will do.
Love Luciano. Okay. He's got, you know what, like it's a blessing that he is someone that you get to travel with, because his energy is also really amazing.
And for sure. The knowledge of him is just, you know, that's honestly like a big part of how I learned to perform. Watching him, like he's in the reggae space, I would say he's the most entertaining person to watch. Well, in terms of just dancing, in terms of crowd engagement, he's very like, when he's on stage, like you can't keep your eye off of him. You know what I mean? And like that's something like I try to carry with me till now. Yeah,
he holds that energy
for sure.
I wonder what his process is. Well, what's your process actually? When you're, you know, you have a performance, Justice got to perform today. What does your day look like before you get on that stage?
It's typically just mental preparation more than anything else. You know what I mean? Just getting into that zone of like, hey, like I'm here and I want to show up. Like I'm gonna do what I need to do, like to give it my all, and just, you know, prepare for that. And then also with that being said, it's kind of just like you'll do a bit of vocal warm-ups just to get your voice ready to go. And I usually like to kind of just be alone right before I go out there, just because like I feel like when you're performing, like you're giving like your all, or at least I'm giving my all to like an audience. So like with me doing that, like I kind of just want a minute or two just for me to kind of just gather my own thoughts and just kind of do a little checking with myself to make sure like, hey, you know, you're good, everything's fine, you know what I mean? And yeah, you just go out there and just rock the stage and then repeat, you know? Yeah.
And that mental check-in with yourself is key.
100%.
You know, we don't talk about that enough. Like you really do have to have that check-in with yourself to make sure that you're good as you go on these things. Do you find like after a performance, how do you feel? Like when you're done your performance, is it drained? Is it like energized? And now my brain is moving a mile a minute. Like how do you?
It's very that's actually the first time I've been asked that. You know, that's interesting that you
This is Angie Goodes.
Yeah, absolutely. Big and serious.
Big and serious.
Yeah. No, how do I feel after I perform? I'm definitely physically exhausted, but I'm like spiritually and mentally so like excited and energetic.
I get
so
it.
It's almost like I'm out of breath, but I'm just so like you're on like this high. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's
That's really cool. So physically you're exhausted, but spiritually you're like up there. Like you're like,
yeah, because you absolutely
I've done everything.
exactly, yeah.
I love that. It's really cool.
That's nice.
Yeah, I like that. Thank you for that.
No problem. Yeah.
Now I'm glad that I'm the first person that you see people. So if anybody else asks you that question, you know
they got
that
it from you. Yeah.
They listen to the good as and then peck our things and then go ask questions.
Exactly.
No, this has been such a pleasure. You definitely come back whenever you want to. Whenever. You know what? Actually, I would love for you to come back in August.
Okay.
To talk about what it was like headlining your first show.
Okay, that would be the thing said already. You know what I mean? Like you're
done set.
Exactly.
You drop in my DMs what date you're available.
Yes.
It's always on a Thursday. And you let me know what date you're available, and you're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about we're gonna break down the performance and headlining your first show.
Yeah, no, that would be amazing. I appreciate that. Thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. Thank you for that. I think that's we're gonna do that. He's just a regular guy who's doing music. So we're gonna treat you like a regular guy and talk about like, because I find that too. I manage an artist, right? So I get to see how people act around her and stuff, and they forget that you're a person.
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
You have likes, you have dislikes, you have all of
Yes.
that. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about we'll shake down the show,
Exactly. Yeah.
and we'll look at it, and then we'll go forward.
Yes, for sure.
Cool.
Sounds like a plan.
And then
So
you
we're
can
locked
perform
in.
for me, and you can perform for me then. You can
Exactly.
perform your biggest song, whatever song got you the biggest forward.
Yes.
You can get to the
Okay.
show. We'll run that. Any
Deal.
song, it could be yours or a cover. It doesn't
Yes.
matter.
Okay. Deal.
Does
That's
that work? Is
perfectly
that a good
fine.
deal?
Yes. Lock it in. Yeah.
Locked in. But have a beautiful evening. I'm gonna go and run your tunes again. I'm gonna save you the having to sit there and
Yes. Listen to
listen
your
to
own.
your own tune,
Yeah.
you know. And then being on camera too. It's not even like you're
Okay.
off camera. You gotta be on the camera and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I'll save you all that. But
Okay.
have a beautiful evening. We'll talk after your Cambridge show. Good luck with the Cambridge show.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate
And
it.
I know I'm gonna jump in the car and reach the Cambridge show
Mhm.
because I'm very proud of you. Like that's really cool. So
Thank
yeah,
you. Yes.
I'll be there. Just send me the flyer.
All right. Will do.
Cool.
Yes.
All right. Have a beautiful evening.
You as well. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
for being here. I really appreciate it.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay.
All right. That was Justice Kumari in the building. I'm gonna give him a horn. Listen. Big things. I'm so impressed and happy for Justice on all of his endeavors. Yeah, very big things. So I'm going to actually run Tech Time first. We're going to do it off of YouTube. Now, we're hoping that, you know what, I think I'm going to actually, just because of last week, I remember that, oh wait, let me type in Tech Time Justice Kumari. Last week, the system didn't like when I ran the music video. So I'm going to just play the song without the music video. Okay, there's a lyric. I don't know if it'll even, let me see here. All right. Here, I think this is the video? Let me see.
There's DIY, and there's doing it.
We're gonna try this one.
yourself.
Hold on. You know how YouTube runs their commercials, right? So we're gonna skip the commercial. Oh wait, dismiss that. Okay, yeah, perfect. So this is just the album cover or the song cover for Tech Time. So let me share my screen. Oh wait, hold on. You know, it's learning that dance, right? Like I gotta learn the dance. I gotta understand the dance and how that looks as we go forward. So let me just we're gonna do it like this. And then I'm gonna share my screen. And you get to walk with me as I talk myself through this process, right? All right. All right, so here is Tech Time by Justice Kumari, and I'm actually gonna mute my microphone as well, but here you go.
Me need a girl we can do a thing proper. Make she bang up on me, wet up like the water. Me never know she back, she put me in the corner. She a do a thing right. No one no mix up, girl. We there in the drama. Me need a nice one, but freaky when the lights off. She said she want to leave, she said she want to ride one. Justice tonight. Can we just take time? Got all night. We could do it over again. We're there around 5 to the sunlight. She want love, making sex. So me grab her waistline. The love guy. She said, baby, I'm coming again. It's been a long time. You're all mine. Falling for justice again. You like my lifestyle. You want the wild style. You can't leg off of me. You want me right now. Turn off the lights now. Come bring it to me. I get the feeling, girl, that you need me. Don't worry, soon reach. So when I see you tonight, girl, baby, I'll party trip. Can we just take time, got all night? We could do it over again. We're there around 5 to the sunlight. She want love, making sex. So me grab her waistline, the love guy. She said, baby, I'm coming again. It's been a long time, you're all mine. You're falling for justice again. Can we just take time, got all night? We could do it over again. We're there around 5 to the sunlight. She want love, making sex. So me grab her waistline, the love guy. She said, baby, I'm coming again. It's been a long time, you're all mine. Falling for justice again.
Yeah. That was Tech Time by Justice Kumari. So that was his release last year. Yeah, last year or the year before. I think it was last year that Justice released that. That was the Summer Jam. And now we have his latest single, Diamonds and Pearls. Let me just cue that up. And we're going to grab a listen to that one as well. And if you want to follow Justice on Instagram, it's at Justice Kumari, all one word. It is on the screen, so definitely give him a follow. And I'm just searching it up here right now. All right, so they have the video there, but like I said, I just want to make sure that we do justice to justice. I'm gonna do justice to justice, and I'm not gonna try to do the video because I know right now my internet just can't manage it, and so we gotta pay attention to what the instrument, what the internet can do and what it cannot do. So I'm gonna mute myself and I'm gonna go ahead and share, and we're gonna listen to Justice Kumari's latest song, Diamonds and Pearls.
Hey pretty girl, I saw your face across the room. I try to find the words to say when I see you. How about we take this one more floor up to my room, and we can touch the stars. I can take you far away. We could fly to the island, babe. You show me your honesty, I'll show you my world. Up all night and we're locked away. Girl, I know that you're feeling it. Love the way that we're moving, babe. My diamonds and pearls. You know, say you're my type, yeah. Cause you and I she make me feel nice. Once you come loving one tight. And I got mine in my lurk. And I can yag him, them a smirk. Them know see my girl. So come in, we'll tour the world. I can take you far away, yeah. We can fly to the island, baby. You show me your honesty, I'll show you my world. Up all night and we're locked away. Girl, I know that you're feeling it. Love the way that we're moving, yeah. My diamonds and pearls, yeah. I can take you far away. We can fly to the island, baby. You show me your honesty, I'll show you my world, yeah. Up all night and we're locked away. Girl, I know that you're feeling it. Love the way that we're moving, yeah. My diamonds and pearls.
Yes. Diamonds and Pearls by Justice Kumari. And, Justice produces his own music too, which is mad cool. So yeah, make sure you give him a follow. Big up to Justice for being on the show. Thank you for that amazing conversation. That was so cool. Had a good time. All right. So back to today's big ting. And let me run my little Casamigos rhythm. And also for the Casamigos rhythm, If you're looking for rhythms, you can talk to Mr. Willie Dunn from Willie Dunn Productions. You're going to follow him on Instagram at the_producer. Coming in the night. I'm coming to get you. This is my rhythm. So if you hear this, it's mine. Affimadis. Yeah. My thing. Exclusive. Anjigudas. Yeah. And actually, you know what? Let me run my little dub plate because, yeah, I can. Here's my dub plate.
You don't know it's a girl, Miss Diva, and right now I'm representing for Big and Serious Podcast with Angie Goodas. When you say Goodas for them, Angie, I want everybody keep it locked. Uno tune in, watch your girl Goodas, where you can get everything from inner the dance hall, what's going on in your everyday life, and everything in life in general. I want everybody just keep it locked. Log in. You don't know it's called the Big, Bad and Serious Podcast with Angie Goodas. What we say? What we say? I wanna be your number one girl. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you're your only one in this world. Yeah. We're gonna keep it locked right now. Yeah, a diva this. Yeah. You don't know to keep it locked. Big Bad and Serious Podcast. Angie Goodas, large up yourself. I hate that. Miss Diva said that, right?
Right. Yeah, love it. Big thing. So that's on my Casamigos rhythm. So I'm going to run my little rhythm right now. Yeah, I'm a big rhythm. They said never small up your ting. Don't small up your ting. Yeah, never small up your ting. I'm a big rhythm this. Yeah, I'm a big rhythm. All right. So back to today's topic. Today's serious ting. And chime in, chat. I mean, we're interactive over here. And you know what? I didn't even look over on Instagram to see what go on. Big up Instagram. Hello. Welcome to the building. Wheelie Dan, you're over there, so may I chat you. Yeah, may I chat you on you today and listen. Big up yourself on the Instagram feed. Big up to all of the viewers on YouTube and of course my OGs on Twitch. So let me go to my notes here, all right? So, you know, does your tone of voice and your body language match your intention? What does that even mean? Goodness, what does that even mean? Like, what are you talking about right now? So, like, when you are communicating with someone, the tone that you're communicating in, the tone of your voice, the way your body language is, we got to be mindful of these pieces of communicating because it's these silent communicators that is actually 70% of the message. So if you think about it, words, from the research that I did, words only makes up 7%. So the actual words of what you're saying it's important, but it's not as important as the tone of voice that you're using when you give it and your body language. So if I were to be sitting here and talking to you and being like, yeah, so, you know, it's very important that you listen to this message that I have for you. And, yeah, it's really important, this message, but, you know, when you're communicating with people, like you just gotta make sure that your body language and your intention just match what you're saying, because you know ain't nobody gonna listen to what you're saying unless your tone in your body. You're not gonna really you're gonna miss the whole message. You're gonna be like, what's wrong with this girl? Like, first of all, why is she here taking up my time and she's not even communicating with me effectively? Why is she like that? Why is her tone like that? What's wrong with this girl? And I'm pretty sure you've done it where you've watched a show or you're talking to somebody and in your head you're like, what's wrong with this person though? Like, what are you doing though, for real? Like, why okay, why 70% of the conversation, like, can you believe that? Just my tone of voice alone and my body language. And here I am preaching to you like this, right? Stop it, Inch. I talk with my hands. I'm learning not to do that, especially with the loud bracelets. That's why I don't take them off during the show. I'm trying to teach myself to stop talking with my hands so much. But yeah, your body language and your tone of voice, like who would have thought? But that actually can affect, it has a major effect. It doesn't can affect, it affects your communication and your message. So what's your intention when you're communicating with people? And are you making sure that your tone of voice and your body language match the message that you're trying to convey to whomever you're speaking to or whomever you're communicating with? It's really important. Um, so be aware of how you sound when you're using your words, right? How do you sound? Like, uh, even in like your most intimate relationships, whether it's with your family, whether it's your closest friends, whether it's with your partner, um, you be mindful of how your tone is when you're talking to these people, because that really can add elements of greatness to your relationships, or it can be a detriment to your relationships, right? Like if I have somebody and they're close to me in whatever capacity, and they constantly communicate with me in a tone of voice that's just unideal, like it's not ideal, like it's, maybe I feel like it's condescending, or maybe I feel like, they're always like berating me, why are you always badgering me, you know and it's all because of their tone of voice. So you really, tone of voice is so important, and we don't think about these silent communication cues and styles, but they are huge. You know what I'm realizing? People, bear with me. Guess what? I didn't even, like, as much as I can go over on Twitch, and Twitch shows up on my stream with my streaming platform, I also like to go over there just to, be there in the know with my Twitch people. So I'm gonna run to the virtual hallways and get to my Twitch page and say what's up to my people over there as well. Let me make sure I mute this. All right, it's muted. Yeah. So big up to my Twitch massive. Everything seems to be copacetic over here. So now I'm going to go back to my go back to my main page. Yeah. So do remember that 70% of your communication is through your body language and your tone of voice. So yeah, you can take the time to choose your words so wisely, and you're like, I have created this amazing speech or something. Okay, Justice says the video is fine too, so thank you for that. Yeah, so you can for example, a person who writes speeches, I'm going to go extreme here for a second, right? So a person who writes speeches, and they take all this time to write this speech and to make this amazing message for their audience, only to then deliver it. Their delivery is just garbage. Their tone of voice is just garbage. Their body language is garbage. And they put all this effort into this beautiful speech. Can you imagine the time that they've wasted doing that because they didn't take the time to make sure that their delivery is copacetic or on the up and up? Tone of voice is huge. It's so important. And yeah, your tone of voice is it's going to determine how your audience receives your message, right? You want to make sure that you're using the proper channels. And there's actually classes that you can take. Google it. Google is your friend. There's classes you can take that help you to be more mindful of what your tone of voice is like, or even learning the different body languages, right? Like you don't want to be, Justice spoke about it, but like talking to somebody and they're closed off, right? So like you can't really see let me back up. They're closed off, right? This is very much saying, I don't want to be here, or let me bring my microphone closer to me because we can move the microphone. But the talkaphone, no, I'm a woman, so it's my microphone. My mic sound nice. But yeah, you could be sitting there like this, right? And meanwhile, you're trying to make somebody feel comfortable while they're communicating with you, but you're like this, right? This is giving I don't want to be here, or I'm really annoyed with you and I just don't want to hear what you have to say to me. Like, stay away, get away from me, right? And even the power stance, right? So you got your hands on your hips and you're like, you're taking up more space, right? I'm taking up more space. I'm here, I'm powerful, I'm assertive. Hear me, I am speaking, right? I am speaking, hear me. Right, it's all about the body language. The body language is such a major part of the communication and the style and what you're trying to convey, so you got to be mindful of it. And it's one of those things that we probably should be educating our youngins on from an early age, right? If you can give them the gift of learning how to communicate in all aspects of it, right? So instead of, as a parent, instead of being like, don't give me attitude, right? Maybe they're just not mindful, or they're unaware that their tone has an effect as well. And I say this, but as a parent, I'm learning as I'm saying this. So I'm not just talking to you, I'm talking to myself as well. But maybe you're saying like, oh, you're giving me attitude, stop giving me attitude. And the reality of it is they're just not in the moment, not aware of what their tone is. And now you've gone and accused them of giving attitude, and then they actually do give you attitude because they're like, well, you're going to accuse me of giving you attitude, I'm really going to give you attitude, but I was really just trying to talk to you or get my message across. And I know for me, like, as I reflect back on my childhood, these things have reached me too. This has happened to me too, where it could be construed that I'm giving attitude or I'm being angry, but I'm just not aware of the tone of voice that I'm using. And it could be something as simple as I'm trying to get my message across while still being respectful. But in doing that, in my efforts to do that, I now sound like I have attitude, because I'm really trying to regulate my voice. I'm really trying to make sure that I'm not yelling, because that's disrespectful. So I'm just trying to be calm and have this conversation. But now because I've become so guarded in how I'm using my voice, my tone comes across as giving attitude, right? So we're all learning on this journey called life, right? But yeah, your tone of voice is so important. And if we could give our children, or give our youngins, or give our young people, people that you mentor, I think people in general, if we could give them the gift of understanding that 70% in communication, the world would be such a nicer place, to be honest, right? Big up She's Bree. She's Bree says yes, yes, right? Again, I'm learning as I'm speaking. But yeah, like it could be as simple as the person is just not aware of their tone, and then that opens a whole other conversation, because now, as people that are being consumers of the conversation that we are embarking on, or that we are partaking in, we should probably be more graceful when we communicate with each other. So we're all humans. We're all, as just said, I'm just a person who's trying to inspire or deliver a message. We should actually look at each other in all areas of our life, in all interactions with people. We really should start looking at each other from a perspective of, I'm going to come to this conversation from the mental space that you are really just trying to communicate with me in the best way possible, and you're not trying to harm me. Of course, if somebody is trying to harm you, you're going to know and you're going to act accordingly, right? But like in the everyday communication, whether it's at work, whether it's at home, whether it's with your most intimate partner, whether it's with, a stranger on the street, we should probably start giving each other grace when we're communicating with each other, and understanding that a lot of people really don't understand how their tone of voice or how their body language affects the message that they're trying to convey. And a lot of people, just like a lot of people don't have emotional intelligence, that's a whole other topic. I definitely need to add that to the roster of topics to have on this show. But yeah, a lot of people really, honestly, through no fault of their own, they just don't understand or know that the tone of voice and the body language takes up more of the conversation, more of the communication, and more of the messaging than the actual words that you're using. So if we approach every conversation from that angle, I think we would really have a lot less altercations in our everyday lives, and a lot less of the, you know, the headbutting and all this. Because, all right, you know what, this person is talking to me in this way, and their words are actually, if I really dissect the conversation, I forgot to I'm putting my ink back on. I took it off earlier. But if we really dissect the conversation, if I really dissect the conversation and I listen to the words, I'm realizing that the words are not matching the tone of voice that is being delivered in, and the body language is not matching. Maybe the person is unaware of how they're communicating with me, but they're really trying to get the message of their words across. So let me just look at the words and what the words are saying and go from there. I think if on the flip side, so as a listener and as a communicator, if we really understand how important that 70% of silent conversation is, we would all be better off. We would all be able to communicate in a better way and have better days and better interactions with others. And you probably get a lot less people saying, I don't like people, right? Let me fix back my view. You know, I don't like people, but it's just because maybe they're not aware of what their tone is, or they're just not aware of what their tone is, or they didn't learn the different effects that your communication can actually have on the message that you're trying to portray. There are books out there, and I don't have any with me, but there are some really good books on communication and what your communication style. I would implore you to either get the books, go to the library. You can go to the library and rent the books, or you can purchase the books, Amazon, Indigo, like so many places. I really shouldn't be naming corporations out there like that. Y'all should pay me to say your name. Pay me to say your name. I'm putting it out there. Pay me to say your name. I'll say your name. And I actually want to say your name now, so you should pay me, and I'll do it lovingly, more lovingly than I would have now. But go to these places to get your books. Audiobooks are available as well. So if you're not a avid reader, you can be an avid listener, and learn how to communicate effectively. I think that would be giving yourself a big gift, to learn how to communicate, and not just through our words. I think we tend to focus so much on the words that we're saying, as opposed to how we are saying the words that we're saying, right? I mean, I know for me, I'm very good at using my voice and sounding like an absolute jerk, and even giving the eye stare where you're just like, you know, and you're kind of like up on your high horse as you're talking to people. I know I'm very good at that, so I'm learning to not do that so much, right? Just come down no, right? And talk to people on a different level. And especially when we're feeling really passionate. Am I kissing my microphone? Don't do that. Especially when we're feeling really passionate about a subject and we're talking about it, and we're like, right? And it's just, I'm not angry. I'm just really just trying to get this point across to you that is so important to me, that I really, really, really would love it if you understood this point. Am I beating a dead horse? People talk to me, tell me, am I carrying on too much about this? But it's really important. So yeah, get yourself some books. There are books out there that you can read about it, or you can listen to, in order to be able to communicate effectively and be a great communicator. Like, if you think about it, like if we look at prominent people of the last 10 years, I think somebody who really has honed their skill on silent communication cues is President Barack Obama. Sorry. He is like, when he would say a speech, You know who also has that skill? Martin Luther King. When they would say a speech and you listen to their tone of voice and you listen to the inflections that they are putting as they emphasize certain words, and you're looking at how poised they are as they stand on the podium and give their speech, and you're just mesmerized by what they say. And I mean, it doesn't even matter if politically you agree with the words that they're saying, but you're just so mesmerized by the delivery of those words that you listen to it. Like, you can't help it. You can't help but stop in your tracks and listen to what they have to say. And then once they're done, you venture into whatever opinion you have of it. But it's that ability to have that delivery. And there's actually courses, there's also classes that you can take, or YouTube videos that you can watch that speak to speech and just talking to people. How are you talking to people, right? And how are you being an effective communicator, but also being an effective listener, right? And again, having that grace and understanding that not everybody can have that ability. I'm not going to say not everybody can, because everybody can have the ability, but not everybody has the ability to look at their tone of voice and make sure that their tone of voice and their body language are all in alignment with what they're trying to say. It's a serious thing. It's a serious thing. Yeah, we need to talk about these things. If you have any serious thing topics that you want me to bring up on the show, you're going to send me an email, goodas@angiegoodas.com. And I'm going to type it in here. Also, if you have an artist that you want me to feature, you're going to also send me an email. Or if you have a business, like if you have a big up that you want me to feature on this show, please do send me an email, goodas@angiegoodas.com. I'm putting it in the chat and I'm actually going to share it here. All right. That's how you can get to the Goodas. Send me an email. You'll get to me there. Right. Upcoming events. Oh yes, big up to Laser Current, who is going to be having his event. I'm so sorry I don't have the hold on, let me see if I can grab it. Oh, it's broken. Oh, that's disturbing. My phone is slowly telling me that it's gonna slip away. The back is coming off now. It's okay. We've had a good 5 years together. I can't be mad at it. 5 years, 4 years, something like that. Hold on. I'm just going to quickly run to my email and grab the flyer. But big up to Laser Current, who has Turbulence performing. He has a show, Turbulence is performing. It's going to be this Saturday on June the 28th. And he's going to be doing a show for his song AI. And you know what? I think I'm going to play that song. That's the next song I'm going to play. We got about 7 minutes left. So I'm going to run AI, but let me just see if I can find this flyer so I can give you the information from it. All right, let's see. Okay, see? I got it. All right. Laser Current is going to have, direct from Jamaica, Turbulence. He's also going to have I Noah. And he's also going to have Candice Cash. And it's the AI official release. Officially releasing. They are going to be musically backed by Music Soldier and Split Personality. Hosted by Ras Bingi. This is going to be at JJ's Bar and Lounge at 2814 Lakeshore Boulevard West. For ticket info, tickets are $35 in advance, $40 at the door. You got about 2 days to get your tickets. And I'm just going to type the phone number in the chat. So it's 647 617 4191 4191. So 647-617-4191. All right, so that's how you're gonna get info for tickets to the AI official release party featuring Turbulence, Show is Saturday, June 9th, and it's Angela. Have a moment. Let me just. I had to give my full name. Give me a second. Saturday, June the 28th at 9 p.m. AI. Well, you know what, Alvin? Better late than never. Me not gonna cuss you still. Not gonna cuss your feet still. Welcome to the building. You miss a good show. But I'm gonna ask you a question because I know you chat all leap, so you're gonna jump in at the chat. Does your tone of voice and your body language match your intention? What are your thoughts on that? That's today's serious thing. Does your tone of voice and your body language match your intention? So while you think about that, we got 5 minutes left in the show. I don't know, I show up a good 6 minutes before my show done, But anyway, I saw it go sometimes. I'm gonna run AI. So let me go over to YouTube and run AI. 1 second. I gotta queue it up. Laser current AI. Here we go. All right.
Hitting your goals has nothing to do with discipline. The real culprit is friction,
Right,
and
so
it
there,
slowly
they
erodes
have
your
to give a
progress.
commercial
Unlike
because I
what
got
most
rid of
people
my
believe, it isn't
premium.
because of laziness or poor discipline, but it's a lack of.
But I feel like maybe I should get it back. I might actually get it back. All right, so I'm gonna mute my mic. You done know how we do over here. We're dancing. So y'all go comment because you don't want to get cussing. Yeah, you don't want to get no cussing. You don't want to get cussing. Don't do that. Don't get yourself cussed. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, Alvin. Don't get yourself cussed. All right, I'm gonna run AI. Hi, Brayden. Good evening. Welcome to the building. Oh, Firedon. Oh gosh, I can't even read. Hi, good evening, Firedon. Welcome. All right. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna run AI. Give me a second. This is Laser Currents AI. He will be featuring it this Saturday at JJ's Lounge on Lakeshore. Let's go over there and party. Hold on a second. Maybe if I actually shared the screen. I'm having a moment. Hold on. I'm so sorry, people. There's a step to the process. Big up yourself, Firedon. There's a step to the process. It's called share the screen. Yeah. My benefit of that. And then everything. All right. So let's try this one more time. I'm not gonna mute my microphone, because I don't want no feedback on my thing.
Him. And what this AI around the world? I'm not swag to human beings. Can't believe. Robots all over the world. Okay, listen. AI. Hey, do you know what AI? Do you know it's AI? Yeah, listen. Babylon introduced the new topic. AI technology gone way up past the attic. AI, turning over, fall in line with the habit. So the things set them up, the whole world look cocky. No. Humans and robots are compete. No. Everywhere me go, me set. Sing out with my players and me now go skip a bet. Forward with the tune, you know we tread. Listen, AI. Do you agree it's AI? consideration for the working class to rise. The future won't be like the past. Listen, AI run the world, I know. AI everywhere we go. AI run the daily show. Humans delete and robots are grow. AI run the world we do. AI everywhere we go. AI run the daily show. Humans delete. All right, well. AI, 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 AI. AI, 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 AI. AI, 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 AI. AI. Do you agree it's AI? AI, 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 AI. Well, nothing no change, no rearrange. To the same love we engage. Rastafari love we get them from the ancients of days. Don't be amazed, Babylon introduced them AI phase. But we they just same way, still a give thanks and praise. Them and them robots ask them where that for. Yeah, instead of humans ask them where that for. Lord, me sing a human ask them where that for. World Lord and you ask them where that for. Again, AI run the world, I know. AI everywhere we go. AI run the daily show. Humans delete, okay, see ya. AI, 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 AI. AI, 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 AI. Do you agree it's AI? AI, 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 AI,
how to come across
Hold on,
Vessel.
how to
The
stop
answer
YouTube
to all
from
of these
chatting.
questions
Yes. how to stop AI and how to stop YouTube from chatting to you. Yes, Alvin, it's a nice tune, right? It actually, I really like the tune. If you want to catch the Laser Current interview I did probably about 2 months ago now, you're gonna run over to my YouTube channel at Angie Goodas and watch that. Go under the live tab. You can see all the past shows that I've done for the Big and Serious podcast. And me just, because me I load up everybody thing, but me now load up my own thing. Like, oh, you have to find me. Oh, you can't find me. Oh, you can't find me. Yeah, right. That's all. So, yeah, you can find me over there. Read your screen. You can find me over there. Okay. Let's see if Wagwan, so. All right, we're good over here. So yeah, big up to Laser Current on his new song, of course. We'll be over there at let me grab it one more time. We'll be over there at JJ's Bar and Lounge at 2814 Lakeshore Boulevard West. Laser Current AI official release party featuring direct from Jamaica Turbulence alongside I Noah and Candice Cash, Saturday, June the 28th at 9 p.m. So you don't want to miss that. It's going to be a big show. It's going to be big things over there. So, but you don't know the good as we come to an end of this show. So what are the takeaways? What are the takeaways? Make sure say your tone of voice and your body language match your conversation, your intention. Yeah, and as Alvinal says, yes, it often match. It often match. No less than that. It just often match. Yeah, I saw it go. Yeah, so make sure when you're talking to somebody, the tone of voice that you're using and your body language line up. You don't want everything to just set away, your Z. So I'm Angie Goodas. You can catch me on July 14th at 2 o'clock in the morning on CKUT 90.3 FM on the Roots Rock Reggae Show, doing information for the nation. Again, big up to Singing P, Calendar Man, Mad Vibes, and Brother Cliff. I had to think about that for a minute. And of course, you can catch me here every Thursday from 8 to 10 p.m. as we do the Big and Serious podcast. You know, people, to be honest with you, I'm not sure said the Sunday thing I got happen. The Monday thing I got happen with the music thing because Why for when me I try to eat, I don't know if we can do it because I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's still a work in progress. Maybe it's a September thing after the summer done, and we're wind down, and we're day in our yard again. Might be we'll start a thing on Mondays. We'll see what going. Yeah, but that's it. I ate that. Be good or be good at being bad, but don't hurt nobody because why for that? I will see you next week. My name is Angie Goodas. Little more. Big up to Justice Kumari for the amazing conversation, and look out for Diamonds and Pearls. And yes, in July, he'll send me the flyer. I will loud it up on my social platforms. But in July, Justice will be performing his first headliner show. You don't want to miss that. In Cambridge. All roads lead to Cambridge. We got to take a road trip, you see. So little more from me. You don't know. And if you missed the show, go on over to YouTube.